City 102.5, Joe Jewett in the Morning Show. Time now for your weekly gaming report. That's brought to you by Comic Town. Remember, Comic Town is your source for comic books and more. Chuck from Gaming Nexus with us. How you doing, Chuck?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Doing well, man. What do you have for us this week?
Well, we are officially in the summer doldrums, so we're going to kind of have a bit of a slow period for the games. But we had a couple interesting titles this week. First up is Heroes of Ruin, which is coming out for Nintendo 3DS. And this is your basic dungeon crawler. So you're going to be your local patriarch has been put under a mysterious curse, and so you've got to go out into a dungeon. You pick a class that you're going to play, and you beat a bunch of monsters, kill a bunch, collect some loot, and hopefully find the cure. Right?
Sounds like a public service.
Exactly. So what's interesting about this game is that this is a Nintendo game you can play with other people online, which is something of a rarity for Nintendo. Somewhere I think Nintendo is still trying to figure out this internet thing is going to pan out or not, because they have almost zero online support for their games. So this is unique in that you can actually play this game with people, which is pretty cool, especially for a handheld title. So you're going to collect loot as you kill the creatures. You can share it with your party members. You can hoard it for yourself. You can sell it to buy bigger and better stuff. We've seen this game before. It's just kind of generic in its plot and execution. But there really aren't a lot of games out for the 3DS anymore, especially new ones. So it's one of those things, if you're really looking for something in a 3DS, this might be worth checking out. The other cool thing is that the developers are actually releasing daily challenges for the game. So you can actually go online every day and pull down just like a new quest or new thing for you to do. This game's actually been out in Europe for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
And the review scores have been... So this isn't a particularly great game. It's not particularly bad. If you own a 3DS, hey, it's a breath of fresh air, right?
Are they not doing like a lot of titles for 3DS anymore? What's up with that?
It's been kind of interesting. The games have really slowed down. The console kind of got off to a rocky launch, and so there wasn't a lot of developer support. And so you're getting one or two games every month, but it's nowhere near what it really should be in terms of really supporting the title really well.
Okay, but that's Heroes of Ruin, and that is for the Nintendo 3DS. Tell us about the Tony Hawk game.
Yeah, so we've got a new Tony Hawk game. So this is Tony Hawk Pro Skater for the Xbox 360. Much like the movie industry, game industry is kind of going back through remake fever or reboot fever. And so what they're actually is they're going back to like the old PlayStation 2, Xbox days and pulling titles back and doing like these HD versions. So they're upscaling all the graphics to high definition. They're kind of tweaking the gameplay a little bit. And so the latest one in this is the Tony Hawk Pro Skater, which is they're actually going back and pulling levels from the first two Tony Hawk games and kind of tweaking them a bit, and they're kind of pushing them out on Xbox Live this week. It's a pretty cool bundle. What's interesting about it is that they're cherry-picking levels. Again, you're getting levels from two games rather than all of one game, which is kind of cool as you're kind of getting a best of the best. But the other problem is that some of the levels that make the cut, they're going to resell to you later as downloadable content. So, it's great that there's more support, but why is everything in there at one time, right?
But a lot of people were talking about this one, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz coming out E3 on this one. Pretty positive buzz. Most of the skating people I know who are kind of into these games say this is fantastic. They've kind of gone back to the old control scheme as well. So you might have, if you don't know didn't play the older ones, you're in for a little bit of a learning curve.
It just sounds like a rehash of something we've already seen.
It is exactly. They basically.
Then why are people going crazy for it?
Because because those titles were available like 10, 15 years ago. Yeah. You can't get them on your modern consoles.
Okay.
And so they've gone back and they've kind of revamped the gameplay. They've made them HD, so that instead of being the old kind of 480p style, they're kind of the new bright, shiny, no pixel jagged kind of thing. So.
Okay. All right. So that's Tony Hawk Pro Skater HD for the Xbox 360, and we also had Heroes of Ruin for the Nintendo 3DS. Excellent. That's your weekly game report. Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate it, man.
Have a good one.
All right. You too.